also been keeping up with John Futal on YouTube. Seems like a lot of his viewers are pretty intrigued by his deep dives into these AI tools.
Yeah.
Especially this one, DeepSeek. Well, get ready because we're gonna take you on a deep dive of our own into this fascinating new AI.
You know what's really captured everyone's attention is, well, the fact that DeepSeek is being offered completely free, like totally free and open source, as an alternative to, some of the big names in the AI field, like ChatGPT. It's a pretty bold move, offering this level of sophistication without a price tag.
Yeah, it definitely raises the question, right? Like, can a free tool really compete with those big names? I mean, that's what we're here to find out, right? We've got a whole stack of sources here, insights from, experts on YouTube, some pretty in-depth analysis documents, and even DeepSeek's own FAQ.
One of the key things to understand about DeepSeek is, well, it's part of this new wave of AI, what they call reasoning models, which basically means it takes a bit more time to process requests. But the payoff is you get a more thoughtful and nuanced response.
Okay, so it's not just about speed then. It's about quality, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what does that look like?
Yeah.
What does that look like in practice? One of the things that really stood out to me was how DeepSeek analyzes code, Python code specifically. There's this demo where it identifies design patterns within a program. Even when they're not explicitly labeled, it's almost as if it understands what the programmer was thinking.
It really is impressive, isn't
Yeah.
it? And just think about what that means for developers, especially those working with really large or unfamiliar code bases. DeepSeek could be crucial, helping them to quickly understand how a program is structured and find specific functionalities. It's almost like having a really experienced colleague looking over your shoulder, offering insights.
And speaking of cool things that DeepSeek can do,
Yeah.
did you see the demo where it generates like an entire website structure from a simple prompt? We're talking HTML, banners, product galleries, even forms, all formatted with modern material design.
Yeah, it's a great example of how AI tools like DeepSeek have the potential to make web development way more accessible and efficient. Imagine like a small business owner, being able to create their own online presence without needing to hire a developer. That's huge.
Yeah, and what really blew me away was DeepSeek doesn't just generate the code. It actually interprets it and runs it right there within the platform. So you can test and refine the website in real time.
That's right. That seamless integration is something that really sets DeepSeek apart. It's not just about individual tasks. It's about providing a complete and streamlined workflow for developers. And for those who are constantly tweaking and refining their projects, that real-time testing is, it's invaluable.
Now, another intriguing aspect of DeepSeek is its multilingual capabilities. It's already proficient in Spanish.
Yeah.
And some say it handles less common languages, even better than other models out there.
This is a big development because it could potentially open up AI tools to a much wider global audience. Just imagine the possibilities for cross-cultural communication and collaboration, if language barriers become less of an obstacle.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. There's always a degree of caution when it comes to AI tools, right?
Yeah.
Especially ones developed by companies in other countries. And one of our sources actually acknowledges the concerns that some people have about DeepSeek, given, its Chinese origins.
I think it's important to remember that any AI tool, no matter where it comes from, should be approached with a thoughtful and informed perspective. What I find encouraging about DeepSeek is their commitment to transparency. The fact that it's open source means that the code is out there, anyone can examine it and scrutinize it.
Yeah, so there's no hidden agenda,
Yeah.
no black box mystery. So that brings us to another impressive feature of DeepSeek. It's data analysis prowess. Did you see that example where it extracted data from a PDF, organized it into a table, and then seamlessly manipulated and analyzed it all within Excel?
It's a perfect example of how DeepSeek can bridge the gap between, raw data and meaningful insights. Someone who might not be an Excel expert can still use it to quickly pull key figures from a report, generate visualizations, and present that information in a clear and compelling way.
And it's not just about individual productivity either, right? Think about the broader impact on businesses, organizations, even research. DeepSeek could really democratize access to powerful data analysis tools, leading to better informed decisions all around.
Before you move on, I think it's worth really emphasizing just how significant DeepSeek's impact is on
Yeah.
on the AI landscape. This free open source model, it's really shaking things up. Forcing those established players like ChatGPT to rethink things, like their pricing, and accelerate their own development.
Yeah, it's like a David versus Goliath story. In the world of AI, DeepSeek is challenging the status quo and pushing the boundaries uh,
Yeah.
of what's possible in terms of like affordability and accessibility. It's a good reminder that innovation can come from anywhere, really. And in the end, competition benefits everyone.
Absolutely. And speaking of benefits, let's circle back to DeepSeek's data analysis capabilities for a sec. You touched on how it could help individuals, but think about what this means for teams and organizations.
Oh, you're right. We were just scratching the surface there. Imagine like financial analysts crunching numbers, marketers digging into customer data, or researchers poring over experimental results. DeepSeek could be their secret weapon.
Exactly. In each of those scenarios, DeepSeek could really streamline the process of finding meaningful insights, identifying trends, and ultimately helping people make smarter data-driven decisions.
And the best part is, you don't need to be like a coding whiz to use it, right? DeepSeek democratizes access to these sophisticated data analysis tools, empowering individuals and teams to work smarter, more efficiently and effectively.
Let's talk about one of the most talked about aspects of DeepSeek. It's open source nature. This is a fundamental difference between DeepSeek and a lot of its competitors, and it has really profound implications for transparency, security, and collaboration.
Okay, so break that down for me a little. What does open source actually mean in this context?
Well, for starters, it means the code that makes DeepSeek work is publicly available. Anyone can look at it, examine it. This fosters trust and accountability, right? Because researchers, developers, even everyday users can, look under the hood, see how the model works, how it arrives at its conclusions.
No hidden agenda. No black box mystery.
Exactly. And from a security standpoint, the open source model allows a much larger community of experts to look for and address potential vulnerabilities. It's like having a global team of security auditors constantly reviewing and improving the code, making it much harder for anyone with malicious intentions to exploit any weaknesses.
That makes sense. And what about collaboration? How does that play into the open source approach?
Well, with open source, developers from all over the world can contribute to DeepSeek's development, adding new features, improving performance, adapting its specific needs. It's like a constant brainstorm session where the best ideas rise to the top and everyone benefits from that shared knowledge and expertise.
So it's constantly evolving and improving thanks to a global community.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. All this talk about accessibility and collaboration, it makes me think about the potential impact that DeepSeek could have on education. Yeah, it's exciting to think about, isn't it? Imagine students getting personalized feedback on their writing, or practicing coding with real-time guidance, or even exploring complex scientific concepts through interactive simulations, all powered by DeepSeek.
It could be a real game changer for how we learn and teach.
Absolutely. DeepSeek could also assist educators in creating more engaging lesson plans, tailoring materials to different learning styles, and even automating some of those, tedious administrative tasks, freeing up more time for actual teaching.
And let's not forget about the potential for making quality education accessible to a much wider audience, especially with DeepSeek's multilingual capability.
That's true. Breaking down those language barriers could foster a whole new level of global knowledge sharing and collaboration, creating a more inclusive and equitable learning environment for everyone.
Yeah, it's really inspiring to think about the possibilities.
Right.
We also have to be mindful of the potential challenges, right, when it comes to integrating AI into education.
Of course. We need to make sure that DeepSeek and, any AI tools used in education are used responsibly and thoughtfully, always prioritizing the needs of learners and fostering critical thinking and human connection.
Okay, so we've talked about DeepSeek's impact on developers, businesses, and even education. But what about the broader societal implications? I mean, this is a powerful free tool available to anyone with an internet connection. What does that mean for the future of work and the economy as a whole?
It's a question a lot of people are asking, grappling with. The availability of AI tools like DeepSeek, it has the potential to to democratize access to cutting-edge technology in a way we've never seen before,
Yeah.
which is incredibly exciting.
Yeah, it could empower individuals, startups, organizations with limited resources even, to compete on a more level playing field,
Yeah.
fostering innovation, driving economic growth.
Absolutely. But it also raises some valid concerns about job displacement, right? As AI becomes capable of automating tasks that were previously performed by humans, we need to be proactive in addressing those concerns.
So, what do you think are the most important things we can do to prepare for these changes?
Well, investing in education and training programs is crucial. Programs that equip workers with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered world. We also need to be creative in thinking about how we can leverage AI to augment human capabilities rather than just replacing jobs,
It's about finding that balance, right? Working alongside these powerful tools rather than being replaced by them.
Exactly. And it's important to remember, AI tools like DeepSeek, they're ultimately reflections of the data they're trained on and the intentions of the people who develop and use them. The future of AI it's not predetermined. It's something that we're shaping through our choices and actions.
So as we navigate this rapidly evolving landscape, it's crucial that we engage in these open and honest conversations about the potential benefits and risks of AI.
Yeah.
And work together to make sure these powerful tools are used for good. As we've been talking about DeepSeek, I can't help but think back to what got you interested in the first place, this Gene Futol videos on AI tools. He and his audience are really fascinated by this stuff, and it makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely tapped into something. There's this sense of possibility with AI. Like, we're on the edge of something really big, and tools like DeepSeek are making these advancements, well, more accessible than ever.
Yeah, it's exciting, but also kind of daunting, don't you think? Like, where does all this lead? One of the big questions I have is, what does this mean for creativity? The rise of these powerful free AI tools.
Right. A lot of people are asking that, and for good reason. On the one hand, DeepSeek could be this huge catalyst for a whole new wave of creative expression. I mean, imagine artists using it to generate new ideas, musicians composing with AI assistants, writers collaborating with it to craft these amazing stories.
It's mind-blowing. But is there a risk that that we become too reliant on these tools, like they stifle our own creative impulses,
That's a valid concern. I think the key is to find that balance between leveraging the power of AI and nurturing our own creativity, right? DeepSeek and tools like it should be partners in the creative process, not replacements for human imagination.
Yeah, it's like having a collaborator.
Yeah.
Who can push you and help you explore new things. Another question that keeps coming up is, how will DeepSeek affect the way we work? Will it lead to widespread job displacement, or will it create new opportunities, new industries we can't even imagine yet?
It's complicated. And honestly, there are no easy answers. There's no doubt that AI is going to automate certain tasks. And that will probably lead to some shifts in the job market. But it's also important to remember that historically, technological advancements create new roles, new specializations, things we couldn't have predicted.
So it's not necessarily about jobs disappearing,
Yeah.
but about jobs changing, right?
Yeah.
We have to adapt and learn new skills.
Exactly. The key is to be proactive, embrace lifelong learning. We need to equip ourselves with the knowledge and skills that will be in demand in this AI-powered future.
And maybe the biggest question of all, how will this affect our relationship with knowledge, with information? I mean, we have access to so much data. Will we become more informed or just overwhelmed?
It's a double-edged sword for sure. The potential is huge, but so is the potential for confusion, for manipulation even. We need to develop our critical thinking skills. We have to be more discerning, especially in this age where AI can generate content. That's almost impossible to tell apart from human-created stuff.
Yeah, it's more important than ever to evaluate sources, identify biases, and think for ourselves, right? We can't just accept everything we see online.
Absolutely. And remember, these AI tools are constantly evolving. What we're seeing today is, it's just the beginning.
Well, that brings our deep dive into DeepSeek to a close. We've covered a lot, from its capabilities to its potential impact on creativity, work, even our relationship with knowledge.
It's been a fascinating exploration, and I hope it's inspired you to continue exploring this world of AI. There's so much to learn, and who knows what's next.
Hey, if you're listening to this and you aren't subscribed to the channel, hit that bell so you don't miss any new stories. and share it with anyone who might be interested. Thanks for joining us.